Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Clark and welcome back to Introverted Inquiries. Today I'm going to be reflecting on Browser Wars, which is a documentary that basically is centered around Microsoft as well as many other computer engineering companies that basically started the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web revolutionized the way we all interact in society. You see, now we shop, we play, and we do an immense amount of things on the internet. And that's where the browser wars come in and describe the power struggle that happened between various computer companies who were basically trying to be the top dog when it came to web browsers on the World Wide Web. Looking back at the documentary, a thing that has surprised me was just the dramatics of it all. It felt like a very high stakes situation, although a lot of this was just happening over a digital media platform, and the people who are the main players in this story were not people who you would think were very threatening. And going back to the beginning of what the web is, it was a very boring platform. It was only for a network for researchers and scientists, which was invented just a few years earlier, before the 90s, by a researcher named Tim Berners-Lee. This dynamic all changed when Mark Anderson and a few of his colleagues all banded together to create the Mosaic browser. He had only sent it to maybe 12 people, and then that multiplied and exploded to 1 million users in just 9 months. And while Anderson was reaching success on his side of things, Bill Gates had already made a large name for himself in the computer industry. Microsoft had almost a monopoly in the computer industry. During this time, about 90% of the PCs in homes or any professional area was going to be a Microsoft computer. And from this, Bill Gates definitely developed like a complex to where he believed that the computer industry should be gatekept to the point where where users were going to mainly go to his products rather than any other source. And just to give perspective on the power that Bill Gates did have, several companies fell to his success. It would be Lotus, WordPerfect, even IBM fell to Microsoft. And Bill Gates was determined to not be topped by anybody else. This threatened Gates so much to the point that he had conducted a meeting, supposedly in 1995, where he gave the company Netscape the option to either sell their software to him for a price of only $1 million or to close down their company for good. Netscape obviously refused this option and continued to create their web browser, which was the Navigator. An issue that came up with the Navigator that proved to be detrimental to Netscape was the fact that they charged for it. Because later down the line, when Bill Gates developed Internet Explorer, this Internet Explorer was free, and it was incorporated into the software that Microsoft used. From this, Netscape ended up falling to its knees and had to shut its doors and merged into the company AOL. This was a very embarrassing event for the company. However, when you look at it from the perspective of Jim Clark, he saw that it was a very successful moment in time for him, as the company had gained billions of dollars in revenue. The meeting that had happened between Bill Gates and Netscape came back to bite Bill Gates. In 1998, an antitrust lawsuit was posed to the Supreme Court by Corey Reback. In that lawsuit, it was described that Bill Gates and Microsoft was doing very predatory behavior to where he was basically blocking different companies from reaching the level of success that he was trying to reach. This was a very interesting lawsuit to observe because in the documentary you see that Bill Gates not that that confident individual that you usually see him present as. And honestly, he looked a bit distruthful in the different videos that were recorded that showed his different answers to the questions that prosecutors were asking him. So with that concludes my reflection on the Browser Wars documentary. Thank you so much. I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.